Greetings, crew, and welcome to Chrissy's Coaching Corner. In this series, we are practicing self-coaching in an effort to challenge ourselves to lead the path to a more fulfilling life. I hope to inspire and motivate others to do the work with me as I share my own breakthroughs and self-work. So let's get started today. I did want to highlight another Black business owner. So today we will talk about an author. So this is Coach Sheena's book, You Can Heal, How to Heal from an Unhealthy Relationship and Learn to Love Yourself. So Coach Sheena Major, you can see her book. This is a really good book. I read this book at the beginning of the year, and she gives you some really practical steps to healing when it comes to being in a toxic relationship. Really good steps and points, a lot of personal sharing and experiences here. Also, Coach Sheena has a small group coaching session right now. We actually are going through the pillars to healing. So once a month we meet on Zoom and we go through her coursework and her course book, and it has been very therapeutic. It's been very helpful for myself personally. Just the work that she gives us, the exercises, the things that we do collectively as a group has been really helpful, really insightful. So if you're interested, Coach Sheena Major, is also on YouTube and Instagram. So her YouTube and Instagram is Coach Sheena Major. So Coach Sheena is Shena, Major Major. So feel free to take a look. On her YouTube channel, she does post on her community page the days or the dates that we will be joining her small group coaching session. So you might want to take a listen to that. You might want to join in that. Currently she has a poll up to see what time works best for everyone to join the session that will be taking place in October. Instagram too. So Instagram, she posts inspirational quotes, Bible passages, some positive affirmations to help with that whole self-love process. So definitely take a look at her if you're interested. So let's go ahead and get started on our Chrissy's Coaching Corner for today. So Chrissy's Coaching Corner, we are still in the book Life Coaching for Successful Women by Valorie Burton. And we are on chapter 8. So chapter 8 is titled, What is Your Procrastination Telling You? So we'll start with the scripture. For a dream comes through much activity, and a fool's voice is known by his many words. Ecclesiastes 5:3. The point to ponder for today is the recurring themes in your life reveal the truth about what issues you most need to address. Listen for the lessons. That's good. For me personally, what just stuck out to me just now, I've read this before and I did the work and I'm gonna share it with you guys. But what stood out to me just now with the point to ponder is, in order to listen to the lessons, we have to be still and we have to receive them, and we have to be quiet and still enough to realize what's going on and what life is trying to teach us. And then being able to be humble enough to listen to those lessons and take heed and execute appropriately. That's just what I thought about. So, excuse me. Good point to ponder. So now, let's read the chapter for this week. In my struggles as a recovering procrastinator, I have learned a simple lesson. You can look extremely productive while producing not much of anything. In the name of planning, we procrastinate. We analyze, plan, research, mull over, and consider. Then we analyze some more, plan some more, and research some more. It is as if we expect things to magically come together if we just think about them hard enough. Maybe you've been there, or perhaps you're there right now. You don't reach your dreams by overthinking. You reach your dreams by doing. Stop planning and start doing. Don't worry about doing it perfectly or having it all figured out. That's never going to happen anyway. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Trust that if you make a mistake, you can learn from it, make adjustments, and keep moving forward. When you find yourself procrastinating, dig deep to see what's really going on. Often, procrastination isn't about simply putting off a difficult task. It is about the counterproductive thoughts that can sabotage your success. Some of these thoughts are ones you are not consciously aware of, but if you become more aware of these thoughts and intentionally change them to something more productive, you can get unstuck and become unstoppable. Are you holding back? Are you stuck in neutral, not moving forward on plans you say you want to see come to pass? If so, you have to wonder what's really keeping you stuck. It's probably not just that you have too much on your to-do list today, or the distraction of text messages or email or social media. Truth be told, when you really want something, you take action. You don't let anything get in the way. As you look at the 5 revealing subconscious thoughts many procrastinators have, be honest with yourself. Do any of these thoughts resonate? This is good. I'm going to pause for a moment because something that really stood out to me was, you don't reach your dreams by overthinking. You reach your dreams by doing. Stop planning and just start doing. That is a big one, because us overthinkers, us, myself included, we tend to practice and plan and plan and plan and plan, and then you just never do, right? So it's really important that we just start doing it as opposed to planning and see what happens. Like, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to make some really big mistakes. You're going to look silly sometimes. So what? Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And I'm speaking to myself as well. I've been better with it. But as I step and progress to doing other things and moving forward in life, I notice that there's still, like, I still have to constantly remind myself when I get to another step. I have to constantly remind myself, okay, no, you're going back to your default. My default is to plan, checklist, checkbox, to-do list, and just plan away, right? So I have to constantly remind myself that that's not what we're doing anymore. Yeah, you can plan a little bit. Yeah, I get that, because you don't look all crazy. But at the same time, you got to do, you got to implement, you just got to go and see what happens. So even if you started that process with certain things, you still might have to constantly remind yourself of this. That's just something, especially if you're an overthinker, you're a perfectionist, you want things to go perfectly, whatever. It's important that you constantly remind yourself that you have to just execute sometimes and not focus so much on the planning. Okay, now let's go into the 5 thoughts. 1, truth is, I like things just the way they are. Sometimes you think you should do something, but you really don't want to do it. You like things the way they are. Maybe you need to give yourself permission to stay where you are. Or maybe it's time to muster the courage to shake things up a bit. The choice is yours. Just don't stay in that inauthentic space of insisting you want something you are never actually going to pursue. 2nd thought, tackling the project at hand is too complicated. Many procrastinators tell themselves that the task at hand is complicated. Because it's complicated, they feel overwhelmed or paralyzed. They can't even get started. Do you do that? Break the task down into specific action steps, 1 step at a time. What is the next step you could take right now? Do that. Number 3, I don't really think I deserve to have what I want. This statement is one that gets to the heart of your self-esteem. Whether you feel guilty about something you did in the past, or you don't feel worthy for some reason, you won't move forward if you don't believe you should have the thing you want. Subconsciously, you can sabotage your success by procrastinating. Do you really believe you deserve to have the goal you say you're aiming for? Number 4, I don't really think it can happen. One of the most basic and necessary elements of goal setting is self-efficacy. Your belief that you can accomplish the goal. Without that belief, what's the point of putting forth effort? A lack of confidence can be masked as procrastination. Be honest. Do you need to strengthen your belief that it is possible to fulfill your dream? Number 5, I'm afraid of what others will think, say, or do. Fear is at the root of most self-sabotaging behaviors. Are you willing to allow what others think or what you're afraid they might think to control you? Make an intentional decision. My challenge to you: peel back the layers and uncover the real culprit of your procrastination. Coach yourself. After considering the root of your procrastination, take a look at the 5 self-sabotaging thoughts above and ask yourself, which one of these are true for me? Is the thought helping you or hurting you? Are you willing to change it? If so, what new thought do you want to embrace that will empower you to finally move forward? I think this was really, really, really good, guys. I just want to say that just being consistent with it. I've been consistent with the Chrissy's coaching corners for about 3 weeks now, and they've been helping me so much with my week. They've been helping me with pushing forward and holding myself accountable to the things I say I want to do in tandem with other things, right? So this is a sharing moment off topic. So I do have a life coach that I meet with once a week. I joined Coach Sheena's group coaching sessions. I joined Coach Jessica's women's improvement calls. I'm currently looking for a therapist too, but I think all of that work has been very helpful with all of this. And I also have something going on work related with the counselor at work too, that helps with work things, right? So I just feel it's so healthy to be in therapy or to have a life coach or to have a counselor that you can talk to, someone of a professional in a professional field that can help you think past your feelings, that can help you sort through your feelings, that can give you work to really work on yourself, is extremely helpful when it comes to these things. So if you personally you don't have a lot of family support, or you're in a space where you are the one that is the first person to attempt to break generational curses, so not necessarily your family is really into therapy or life coaching or any of that type of thing, and you don't have that support, you can get it through professional networks. You can start that way. You can start building connections online with like-minded people. And this is me speaking and sharing my personal story, part of it from experience, because I didn't have that either. I have my sister, but other than that, I didn't have that either. And so it was just trying to find the people that are on the same trajectory as me, seeking the wisdom and the knowledge and the energy that I needed. So that support, based on all of the things that I'm currently doing that I expressed just now, that support has been phenomenal and instrumental within less than a year in terms of my growth, in terms of my self-work, in terms of my self-worth, in terms of my peace and my happiness. So if you don't have that support, there are other non-traditional ways that you can find the support that you need to find your tribe, to find your people, to find the group or the groups of networks that are going to help and project you to greatness and are going to help inspire, push, and motivate and support you the way you truly need it. I digress. I'm sorry, guys. So anyway, back to the coaching corner, right? So let's see. So the coaching corner was, after considering the root of your procrastination, take a look at the 5 self-sabotaging thoughts and ask yourself, which one is true for me? So I said the one, I think it was number 3. Let me double check. No, it was number 2. Tackling the project at hand is too complicated. That's the one that I struggle with. And the advice is, break down the task into specific action steps, one at a time. What is the next step you could take right now and do that? Okay, so what I said was, tackling the project at hand is too complicated. I just wrote it down. Break down the task into specific action, which I worked on a little bit today. So my thought process Well, let me read the rest of them because I think that kind of answers this. The next question is the thought helping or hurting you? I said the thought is hurting because I end up being overwhelmed by the magnitude of what I want to accomplish. It seems overwhelming and daunting. By taking things step by step and breaking it down into bite-sized pieces, I think that will help me. So day by day. And it said, are you willing, the next question, are you willing to change it? I said yes. Then the next question was, if so, what new thoughts do you want to embrace that will empower you to finally move forward? I said doing one thing a day instead of trying to devote hours at a time. So that's what I've been implementing, and that's what I'm going to keep implementing, is one task a day, right? So I'm saying, okay, we have so many things we want to accomplish. The book thing, like finishing this book, kind of getting a website together for life coaching, and the book, I think it all plays a part in each other, but also the website when it comes to the coaching and that type of thing. So for me personally in this space right now, it's more so step by step. So one day I do one thing. It could be a small thing, like look up other people's websites. It could be asking Google a question about something I had a question about related to what I want to do. It could be editing a paragraph of the first section of my book based on the feedback that I received when I had my reading session with my friends. So small bite-sized pieces. What I usually tend to do is make it a whole elaborate situation where I'm spending hours on this. And that is daunting because the way my schedule is set up, I just don't have hours to give to anything, like the way everything is going. So if I feel like I have to give an hour or hours or a really big chunk of my time, I end up not doing anything. So 15-minute increments, blocks of time, 10-15 minutes, where I can do one small task, that's gonna help me slowly build up and make me more confident in the fact that although the dreams and the goals are huge, everything is the same process, step by step, micro-sized, bite-sized pieces by micro-sized, bite-sized pieces, until you consume and you get all of the information that you need. So that wraps up this week's Chrissy's Coaching Corner. Let me repeat for those that may be interested in doing the work on your own. Let me repeat. First, we'll repeat the 5 self-sabotaging thoughts. Truth is, I like things just the way they are. 2, tackling the project at hand is too complicated. 3, I don't really think I deserve to have what I want. 4, I don't really think it can happen. And 5, I'm afraid of what others will think, say, or do. And these are questions these are self-sabotaging thoughts that you could potentially have with asking your question, what is your procrastination telling you? So you can ask yourself that question and think if any of the 5 self-sabotaging thoughts resonate with you when it comes to something that you are procrastinating on or about. And the coach yourself is, after considering the root of your procrastination, take a look at the 5 self-sabotaging thoughts and ask yourself, which of these are true for me? So you want to identify which one is what you are dealing with right now. Is the thought helping you or hurting you? Are you willing to change it? If so, what new thought do you want to embrace that will empower you to finally move forward? So feel free to coach yourself through that part. It was very therapeutic for me. So go ahead and try that if you'd like. Next week, we'll be on chapter 9. Chapter 9 is titled, Who Are You Really? I don't know. Good question, guys. So we will reconvene next week with chapter 9. For now, that is it for today in Chrissy's Coaching Corner. And I will see you guys next week.